Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the rising oil prices and its connection with India and how is it going to impact India. And nowadays what we are seeing that the price per barrel is rising and it is about to touch $100 per barrel price. So this will be one of the highest prices of or one of the costliest prices of barrels for oil that has been done in the recent past. So let's see first of all about the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then why oil prices are rising, what are the reasons regarding it, what will be its impact of price rising, then about India and how it will affect India, about OPEC and OPEC plus countries, in the end prelims MCQ and means practice question. Topic is of relevance from general studies paper 3, that is economy. So we should be able to know that how price rise of oil will affect the Indian market. So the news talks about global oil prices could hit 100 per dollar a barrel. How it will impact the world. So global oil prices are on a rise. And if we talk about present scenario, that is today's time, then it is $93 a barrel. And the way it is moving up, it is predicted and it has been said that very soon it will be reaching or it will be hitting the $100 mark a barrel. So let's see. So the news talks about that the international crude oil prices have rallied more than 10% and has sizzled to a 10-month high level. So since last 1 year, the oil prices are rising, and especially after the Russia-Ukraine war, the oil prices have risen, and one of the most important point regarding the rise of the oil prices is the sanctions that has been put on Russia by the NATO countries and the European Union led by United States of America. And second is the transportation sector or the logistics sector. That is, the transportation sector was hit severely because all the lines or all the passages which was passing through Russia-Ukraine side was not working. So this increased and this led to the price rise. So now since last 10 months or a year, the prices of the oil, that is the crude oil per barrel, it is increasing, and now this time the reason is different. There is other reasons with respect to and apart from the Russia-Ukraine war also. And as I've told you in the previous slide only, that as of now the price is $93 a barrel, and in the coming times it will be hitting the mark of $100 per barrel. So the Brent futures rose to a record 94.63 mark in the week ended September 15th, and the present price is 93. Now why oil prices are rising? What is the main reason behind the price rise of oil? Because Russia-Ukraine war has been going on, it's been more than a year, it will be completing 2 years in the coming times. So in today's time, in the last 1 year, the price rise of the crude oil, the reason is that Russia and Saudi Arabia. So Russia and Saudi Arabia has taken a decision to cut back how much oil it sends to global market. So few of the biggest oil producers of the world and the OPEC country which produces the majority of the oil of the world, which is led by country Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia and Russia are two countries which produces more than 100 million barrels of oils. So these are the two major producers of oil. So these countries, Russia and Saudi Arabia, they are saying that whatever oil they were producing and was sending to the global market, they will be cutting it back. So they will be producing less and they will be exporting less as compared to what they were exporting till date. So Russia and Saudi Arabia's decision to cut back how much oil it sends to the global market. So this is the most important reason that why the oil prices are rising and are on a rise. And it has been said that till now they are producing less, and this year, till this year, that is December 2023, this situation will keep on going, that Russia and Saudi Arabia will not be exporting to the world as they were exporting before. So they will extend the cut through the end of the year, that is till December 2023. This production of oil by Russia and Saudi Arabia and export of oil by Russia and Saudi Arabia will be having a cut. And then the reason or that why the oil price will affect is the robust demand. Now that markets have opened physically back as compared to the previous levels and on par with the previous levels after the COVID pandemic was hit, now the demand, that is the demand for the oil, diesel, petrol, it is coming back on track, and the robust demand, and especially in the transportation sector. So the demand for oil is in the market while the supply will be limited, or supply at present is limited. So what happens when the supply is limited and the demand is high? So what will happen? This will lead to the prices of oil high. So the higher prices of oil will be seen because of the robust demand and limited supply. Like imagine a scenario when there are like for example, there is one toothpaste in the market, and then on the other side there are 10 customers who wants to take that toothpaste. Now imagine the situation that if a person has the ability to pay more than the other person, then the person will pay more money and will take that toothpaste, because the supply of the product is limited, but the people who want that product, that is the demand of the product, is very high. So what happens is, when the demand is high and the supply is limited, this leads to the price rise of the product. So this same situation is arising with oil, because two of the biggest producer of oil and the biggest exporter of oil, that is the Saudi Arabia and Russia, they are putting a cap on the export and on the production of the crude oil. Then what will be its impact? Then higher imported inflation. Now imagine the situation of country like India and China. So India, China, US, we are considered to be biggest importers of crude oil, and India on the other hand imports more than 80% of crude oil. So what will happen is that higher imported inflation, when we will import more and more, and we will import at a higher cost because the cost of the oil per barrel is increasing. So this will lead to higher imported inflation. Higher prices, I have just explained it to you, that when the supply would be limited and the demand would be more, then this will lead to the price rise of oil. Then worsening the current account deficit. This will be very obvious because the import will be more while the export is already very less in our country. And when the import will keep on increasing, then this will put a burden on India or any country who is importing more and more oil, because we need to pay it back. So there would be a huge difference created between the import and the export, and this will widen the current account deficit. Then India's dependence on foreign exchange reserves and external borrowing to finances its oil imports. Now what will happen if the price of the crude oil per barrel will increase, then, or the currency in which we make payments, like for example, as of now we make majority of the payment in dollars. We have just few starting of this year and last year also we paid to Russia in our own currency, and which was a big breakthrough between India and Russia, but majority of the times we pay in dollars. So if the price of the oil per barrel will increase, then this will lead to the depletion of the foreign exchange reserve in our country, because we need to pay to the entity from which we are importing the oil in the dollars. So this will put a lot of burden on the foreign exchange reserves, and the foreign exchange reserves will be under stress in our country. And imagine a situation when we do not have the foreign exchange reserves and we do not have the sufficient revenue in our country, then this will lead to the borrowing, the external borrowing from the outside. And when we borrow from outside, then we also have a interest to pay apart from the principal amount. So this will also put a lot of stress on our country. Then increase the cost of production and transportation for various sectors. Now imagine the transportation sector which is completely dependent on the diesel, petrol and oil, because huge trucks, buses and all the transportation items, they go on the and they run on the diesel and petrol. So the cost of transportation for any business will also increase, and the cost of production will also increase. Now this is about the impact that the increase of oil prices per barrel would put on a country. Now let's talk about India. So India is the third largest oil consumer, and the two countries which are above us is US and China. So first is China, then United States and then India. So these three countries import the maximum amount of oil and we are standing on the third position. We import more than 80% of our oil demands. Imports more than 80% of its total crude oil requirements, and the country from which we take the maximum or we import the maximum oil as of now is Russia. Then we also have Iraq, and then we also have Saudi Arabia. India imports roughly 70% of its crude from the OPEC members. Now OPEC is a grouping of petroleum reserve countries, which they are the countries which export more than 30% of the crude oil to the world, and they are the countries which are the maximum producers of the countries. We will be knowing about the OPEC grouping in the coming slides. Then we import from Russia, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and the points that India needs to put or India needs to focus on with regard to the increasing oil prices per barrel are that India needs to put focus on diversifying energy sources. That is, apart from the fossil fuel based or the crude oil based, India also needs to focus on the wind energy, solar energy, hydro energy and nuclear power energy, so that in the longer run we become sustainable in the energy sector and our dependence on the crude oil would lessen. Then strategic oil reserves. The strategic oil reserves, we already have few strategic oil reserves in Karnataka, then we have in Andhra Pradesh, then we have in Odisha, but we also need to make more strategic reserves so that during the time of crisis we have a buffer of the crude oil present in our country, because we are completely dependent on the import of the crude oil. So this would work as a buffer during supply disruptions or price fluctuations. Then electric vehicle adoption. There would be a greater need to move towards the electric vehicle so that the dependence on the fossil fuels or the dependence on the diesel, petrol would lessen, and almost all the big automobile industry players all over the world, they are also switching towards the electric vehicle. And the government of country in India, the Indian government also put subsidy and they also try to give incentive to people who are moving towards the electric vehicles. Now what is OPEC and OPEC plus? So OPEC stands for Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. So it is an organization. Organization means that when many countries are coming together and they are forming an organization. Petroleum exporting countries, it means it is an organization of the countries which first of all produce petrol, and after production of the petrol they export petrol to the outside world. So if we talk about OPEC, then OPEC is a group of 13 members. It means OPEC was formed in the year 1960 and it consists of 13 members, and the aim of the OPEC was to fix the worldwide supply of oil and its price. So the supply of oil, how much production will be done in a year, in a day, and how much price at which the oil will go to the outside world. So this was decided by the OPEC countries. And after OPEC was expanded and it became OPEC plus. So earlier there were 13 countries, then OPEC plus 10 countries was added to it and it became OPEC plus. So OPEC is a group of 23 oil exporting countries which meets regularly to decide how much crude oil to sell on the world market. So these are the countries which decide that how much oil they will produce and at what price they will send or they will sell. Then in the year 2016, when oil prices were low, OPEC joined forces with 10 other oil producers to create OPEC. So OPEC became OPEC plus in the year 2016. Earlier there were 13 countries, then 10 joined in, and it became a group of 23 countries. Then OPEC plus countries produce about 40% of all the world's crude oil. That is OPEC plus. OPEC plus countries is 40%, and if we talk about only OPEC, then it is around 30%. And these are the countries of the OPEC members. So OPEC members is Libya, Algeria, Venezuela, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, Angola, Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Congo, Gabon, and the grouping is led by Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia is among the countries which produces the maximum oil. And now OPEC plus countries also have Russia in it. So Russia is also one of the major producers of oil. Now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. This goes by: consider the following statements regarding OPEC countries and you have to talk about the correct statements. How many are correct? OPEC joined forces with 15 other oil producers to create OPEC plus. This is the first one. We have discussed this in the video. Second, OPEC was formed in 1960 to fix the worldwide supply of oil and its price. Third, OPEC plus countries produce about 75% of all the world's crude oil. We have discussed all three statements. You need to tell me how many are correct. Only one, only two, all three, or none of the above. Because we have discussed all three, I would be expecting many of you to answer this. In the end, a means practice question, and this question is for 150 words. OPEC has been reducing its crude oil production and has decided to cut the production further. This is the first part. Command given here is discuss. Discuss the implication of this cut and suggest some measures to minimize its impact. Now what do you have to talk? You have to talk first of all about the OPEC, then talk about OPEC's aim, how many countries are part of it, and then what is happening in the present scenario. That is, don't write much. Then comes to the implication of the cut, that the supply cut they will be doing, what will be the implication, it means what will be the impact, and then how that impact can be mitigated. So, and in the end a conclusion. So try to do your answer writing practice, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.